Karen Curry here, author of the #1 best-selling book, Understanding Human Design, here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. We've got a lot to cover this week. There's a lot of big shifts this week and some really good news, especially for those of you who've maybe felt like the last couple of years have been full of intense emotional drama. Things are getting ready to shift into a different, more quiet place. So it's an awesome week to set the tone for the rest of your year and to really go deep inside and to really get clear about what are you wanting. You know, our traditional calendar year starts on January 1st. The human design year does not start this year till January 22nd. And so the weeks between our traditional new year on January 1st and January 22nd are really actually not, for the most part, energies that are really designed to support you in taking powerful creative action. They're actually, the first couple of weeks of the year are really more integrative, contemplative, quiet, mysterious, esoteric energies. So if you've been struggling to get your year going, in fact, one of my friends on Facebook actually asked if she could reboot the whole year last week. I would say you don't need to reboot. We haven't actually started yet. And this time right now, from now until January 22nd, is really a powerful time for you to get quiet, to be still, to go into prayer or meditation or whatever methodology you use to connect with Source and with your higher self and with your heart and what is really correct for you. This is a time for you to really settle in and go deep and touch the edges of the universe and the mysteries of the universe and invite the mystery of the universe to co-create with you this year in the most powerful way possible. We start this week and really work this whole week with the energy of the 61 and the sun, which is the energy of mystery. You know, the 61 always urges us to go to the outer edges of the universe and see what's out there. So definitely a week this week for thinking and integrating and meditating. The thing that's really cool about the 61 is it's always paired with the 62, which is practicality. So when you get these new, big, innovative, universal concepts that sort of drop into your head and your heart in a big download this week, you're also going to get married with them the practical ways to apply that in your everyday life. So it's a really, really cool energy that gives you some deep insights on how you can integrate Source and the mysteries of the universe in a much more expansive way than perhaps you did before. We also have some really nice relationship energy moving this week. We've got the gate 19 transiting both in Mercury and Venus and moving in the middle week to the gate 13. So we've got intimacy and listening. So a lot of energy this week that really supports us going deeper into our relationships, into our partnerships, really seeking out intimacy and really listening to our own needs and the needs of our partners and really moving into a place where we begin to set some strong intentions around deepening our connections, deepening our heart-to-heart places in our lives with our partners, with our business partners, with our lovers, with our friends, with our children. Now, this is a time as you go through this deep cycle to really think about what do you want in your relationships this year too? What can you do to be the fullest expression of love in the world around you, with the people in your life, and how can you bring more intimacy, more love, more listening, more witnessing, more forgiveness, more releasing, more empowering? How can you bring all of that into your life in your relationships and move it forward in a powerful way? We have in Mars the gate 55. The gate 55 has been playing a big role in our lives for the last couple of years. It's been hanging out in Neptune, and that changes this week. And it's been teaching us that we are by nature, as humans, abundant. There isn't anything we have to do. There isn't anything that needs to take place to create abundance. We are abundant, says the 55. And the only thing we need to do to access that abundance is to be conscious of Spirit as our source. This comes up for us this week in Mars. So even though some of our deeper emotional energy is beginning to shift, it's still kind of playing with us in Mars a little bit. That's going to shift out pretty quickly. You know, we have karmically been releasing all of our attachments to beliefs about work and money and abundance and spirit. You know, these last 2 years have been about dredging all this stuff up and really getting clear about what does it mean to be abundant? What does it mean to do what I really want to do? And can I do what I really want to do to be supported? You know, we've been releasing all this stuff that has kept us from that place. And now as we sort of finish this last push of this cycle with the 55 in Neptune, and we get a little bit of a chance to play with it just a wee bit more in Mars, It's going to pass. It's going to pass really quickly. This is just sort of the dying gasps. If you have any karma that you haven't worked on, any last sort of vestigial beliefs about you're not worthy, or any last little beliefs about you don't deserve to be supported for doing what you really want to do, let them go. You absolutely are here to be supported simply because you are here. And there's nothing you have to do per se. It's about you being. And the deeper you are in the expression of yourself, the deeper you express the truth of who you are, the more abundance you will confer upon yourself or allow into your reality. Jupiter is still hanging with the gate 4, giving us the answers for whatever we're questioning. Most importantly, Jupiter is giving us the answers for how we can activate and release and enjoy and serve in our greatest power. The 34 is in Saturn, teaching us that the nature of power is in responding to what shows up. No dictator energy. That's not necessarily supported. If you wait, see what the universe brings you, respond from a place of surrender, respond from a place of authentic expression. When you just hold yourself in the place where you need to be true to who you are, all the answers that you need to activate your power are coming to you. The Uranus is in the 21, where Uranus has been for a while and will continue to be for a while. That 21 energy teaches us that our greatest power comes when we surrender to something bigger than ourselves. We are all individuated pieces of a whole. And when we remember that it's through our individuated expression that the whole can express itself more fully, that we step into our right place to serve where we came to serve, the fulfillment and the full expression of the divine in form. When you can let go and trust that even if you don't know how it's going to happen, even if you don't know where you're supposed to be, if you stay in this place of surrender that says, I fully expect that the best thing is going to happen to me. I fully expect that I will be placed wherever I need to be placed so that I can be of the greatest service to the world. I fully expect that in me being the fullest expression of myself, I will be completely and totally supported. Don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm going to put myself in that place of receptivity and surrender. When you trust that, everything clicks into place. And it's going to get a lot easier starting on Wednesday. And Wednesday, Neptune, which has been riding the 55 for a while, shifts to the 37 harmony. And when we see this shift in Neptune, suddenly our focus is not so much on the confusion and what do I do and where do I go and how do I access my abundance. Our focus now shifts to how do I create more peace? How do we create sustainability? How do we create enough resources for everyone? How do we create a world where everyone is safe, where everyone has enough? How do we create a world where we accept and honor each other? What kinds of new contracts and agreements do we need to make so that we can be more loving, more accepting, more harmonious with each other? And what do we need to do within our own reality to create more harmony with ourselves, more inner peace for our own minds and for our own hearts? So if you've had a lot of deep emotional energy, a lot of that pressing on you and making the last few weeks the last few years sort of heavy and dense, that's shifting and it's done. The heaviness is done. So we're entering into this new cycle that has a very light quality to it, a really sweet and peaceful energy with it. And I would certainly expect that as we see the shift, that on a global level, our focus is really going to be turning to how can we create peace for everyone? How can we create enough for everyone? I think it's going to be a really lovely, empowering shift for all of us on a global level. Pluto stays in the 38, teaching us what's really worth fighting for, what's really valuable in life. The nodes are in the 48 and the 21, encouraging us to go deep and reminding us again that the real infinite source of our power is in our surrender to something bigger than us, and that when we let go and let God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, when we let the universe fill in the details, everything's going to be A-okay. So have a wonderful week. I will talk to you next week.